All right. How about now? Is the sound working now? Oh, yeah. No, I literally didn't do anything. All I did was leave and come back. Like weird. I don't know why that happens. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I literally don't have a clue. I didn't even do anything. I literally just left and came back in. So, yeah, weird. Let me get rid of this gum. I know you don't want me chomping on this gum while I'm doing this. So we're going to do a quick market review video. We've got a few things fundamentally that are happening today. One is happening actually right now as I'm speaking, which shows you how much I don't care to listen to Mr. Jerome Powell. I just don't. I'm not feeling it. I already know what he's going to say. He's going to say the same stuff he's been saying. But I'll probably go back and watch that later. But right now we have the infamous Jackson Hole speech by Fed Chair Jerome Powell. That's actually live right now. Yeah, that's actually live right now. I know, variation. I did that just for you. I matched the glasses up to the bowl. I literally did that just for you. It never even crossed my mind till you said it. So we have Jerome Powell speaking on the economy and why he hasn't dropped the interest rate, much to the dismay of President Trump. So that's actually going on right now. I don't care. I really don't. I'm going to look at it later. I already know what he's going to say. He says the same stuff every time, that they're going to continue to monitor the data before they make decisions. And I know the market was already pricing in a 90% plus chance of an interest rate reduction in September. But with the latest data that's come out, the last couple data releases, that's actually dropped significantly to like the market is like thinking maybe 70% chance right now of that happening. So, will they, won't they? Who knows? I don't know. They're going to continue to look at numbers as they come out. But, Jerome Powell saying that there's still inflation. Some of the numbers are showing it a little bit, but not significant. But anyway, so we're not watching that right now. We'll look at that later, and I'll put what I think about it later. But what's interesting is President Trump has said he's going to make an announcement at noon. So what's funny to me is like he knows the Jackson Powell speech this morning. And we all know he does not like Jerome Powell in the least at all. He doesn't like him. So this is one of those, I think Donald Trump wants to trump whatever Jerome Powell says in his speech. And I think we're expecting President Trump to make an announcement around noonish. So, but around noon Eastern Standard Time, somewhere in that area. So we have a couple of interesting things happening today. I want to remind you guys, everybody's talking about the markets reacting to this type of stuff, this narrative. This is all narrative type stuff. Outside of short-term volatility and knee-jerk type reactions, which is always done by retailers, okay? It just is. It's done by retailers. Any initial reaction to this type of stuff or these economic announcements or Jerome Powell or, you get that short-term volatility, that's all horse poop, man. It's all retailers. None of that is smart money, unless smart money's messing with you and wants you to believe they want something to happen and then they do the exact opposite. I've tried to make that clear a million times, but if you look at crypto Twitter, it's as if everything hinges on what Jerome Powell says or doesn't say. And directionally, no, it's not the case. It's narrative. So outside of a short-term market move volatility, expect it. Like if I was day trading today, I probably would not be day trading today because you can expect retail type volatility. Market makers love to swing the market in both directions on stuff like this. They just do. Jewel B here trying to watch me and Jerome Powell and the market. I know that's overload, brother. Just turn the Powell off and you'll do way better. But look, a couple of you guys are watching me and Jerome Powell. I'm so come on. I'm the one you want to be watching right now, not Mr. Powell. No, I'm just kidding. So what we're going to do this morning is we're going to go ahead and look at the market as a whole. So we're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum. It's quite all right, Jillian. We're going to look at the market as a whole, which is doing exactly what it should be doing, despite any of the narrative that's out there. You know, Bitcoin's top yet again. You have the end of cycle callers for Bitcoin. I mean, all of the same stuff we've gotten every time we've gone into a pullback. Literally every time Bitcoin has gone into a pullback, for God's sake, it's been the end of cycle. And yet it never has been. It's because they're looking at the wrong stuff. Anybody saying that Ethereum is done or giving a narrative for why Ethereum is pulling back has not looked at supply and demand. Like, you literally have no idea what you're talking about. If you're trying to apply a narrative from news outlets and news media to why Ethereum is dipping right now, you're insane. Like, you literally are. Ethereum is pulling back due to technicalities. That means due to what's on the technical price action chart, period. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing has changed. The cycle is still doing exactly what the cycle does. So enough looking at me. Let's go ahead and take a look at some charts. Let me move you guys over. Oh, and look at that. Even as I'm talking, Ethereum has just smashed through resistance. Look, see? Man, I knew I did this at the right time. Give me just a second. I'm going to share screen. Don't worry. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Share screen. Here we go. What shall we do? All right. Yep. Let's so you can see, I'm going to come back to this chart, but you can see what's happening right now on the daily. This is a daily chart, so each candle represents an entire day, but you can see this nice big, and we're going to have a lot of volume today, guys. Like, there's still over 9 hours, almost 10 hours left on this candle, and we have massive, massive volume down here going on right now. And this is broken back up. But before we get into that, let me back this out. We're going to talk about this for a minute. So there's the all-time high, guys. Here's the all-time high, which was set when? Last cycle. So I'm going to call this the chill zone. I'm going to get rid of worst case for now. And this is the major horizontal. Yep, right here. Here we go. I said this, and if you've been watching my stuff, you already know this. No one should expect this to come break this high on the first tap. So we had our first tap. Now we're on the weekly chart, guys. This is the weekly chart. We had our first tap last week and our rejection. Yeah, this is why Ethereum is pulling back. This is why altcoins are chilling or pulling back. There's no narrative from the news or the media or the economy for the reason why we're in a pullback. We're in one because this is what is supposed to be happening when you hit levels like this. This is a major supply level. And remember, the only thing that has dominance right now is Ethereum. Altcoins do not have dominance. So they will continue to bend and break at the will of Ethereum. Continue to bend at the mercy and the will. So if Ethereum is pulling back, absolutely altcoins are going to pull back. 100%. They're going to pull back. There's no narrative driving this. It's just price action. This is a major supply level. This is a major supply level. Look, you got a breakout, a huge breakout. Guys, this is like, I just want you to understand the timetable here. This is exactly a 518-day breakout. Just this. That's 518 days. That is a massive structural breakout. You should be thrilled. No, this wasn't going to break on the first tap. That's why I call this the chill zone. This is the chill zone. It means relax and let the cycle be the cycle and let price action be price action. Let it do what it do. Let it be what it be. So we're going to zoom in on this. Now that you've seen where these lines are coming from, we're going to zoom in on this, guys. Okay? So you can see this. All right. Back to the daily. Yep, there it is. Chill zone. There's the all-time high. There's that major horizontal, guys. That 500 plus day horizontal. This is incredible price action. Pullback, breakout, run, mitigate. But you're looking at narrative. You're looking at news to tell you why this is dipping. You don't need it. We always, every time there's red, we try to find something bad in the news to justify it. Every time there's red, we try to find something bad in the news, or there's something going on in the economy, or Jerome Powell, blah, 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 to justify it. And guess what we do every time it's green? We try to point to something positive in the news to justify it. I mean, that's narrative, man. This is beautiful, beautiful price action. And I told you guys before, and all of my followers know, you want the slow grind up. You want breakouts to get mitigated. We do not want a parabolic move right now. You don't want that. Now I'm going to zoom in once more on the 4 hour because I want you to see this horizontal right here. All right, because it's more significant on the 4 hour. You can see it a little bit better. So once again, now each candle represents 4 hours. So once again, here's that major horizontal breakout, that 500-day plus breakout. Here's the all-time high. Look at this. Boom, consolidate, bang. Mitigate. Perfect pullback. Now look, this is what we just had today. So this cleared out this inside liquidity here. It's called the chill zone. Yeah. I said this would be the chill zone way back in here. I told you guys that. Why? Because you knew this was going to be resistance. You didn't need someone to say, well, Jerome Powell's just not reducing interest rates. It has nothing to do with that. The cycle is doing what the cycle is supposed to be doing. And look, what else did I show you guys? I've shown you guys this multiple times, but I just need you to see it again. This is incredible. This is a beautiful new dominance breakout. We got to back out to the weekly, guys, so I can fit it on the screen. Look at this. This is last cycle's Ethereum dominance run. And we're currently in this cycle's, where Ethereum is the dominant player. Ethereum is the dominant player. That's Ethereum dominance right there. With a small, in this green zone right here, we have a new breakout of that area for dominance. Check it out. Look at this. Small pause and a new Ethereum dominance high. And guess what that's going to coordinate with? I bet you can't guess. Bitcoin dominance making new lows, baby. Come on. Look at this. Today, new lows. Remember this? This is not a trend. That is a single leg. Single leg. One leg. Bounce up. Test the chotch point. Bam. Now it's trending. And now we have even a new breakdown here for Bitcoin dominance. Everything is exactly what it's supposed to be. Bitcoin has validated. I want you to see this. I'm gonna back this up to the weekly on Bitcoin dominance. Yep. Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now remember, because some of you are going, well, that means Bitcoin has topped. No, and I showed you before, Bitcoin topped right here. last cycle. Right here. Look how far off dominance it is. It was in a free fall. That was its first peak. Its second peak was down here. First peak. Second peak. So everyone's saying that Bitcoin's done, that Bitcoin cycle is over. No, it isn't. Bitcoin is not finished. How do we know that? Because there's no distribution volume for Bitcoin. Let's go look at Bitcoin. This is the macro trend chart for Bitcoin. Still above the median. So this is the median. Yep, that's your median. Price action still above the median. Now, that doesn't mean it can't come down here and still not be done. Of course it can. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, the actual bottom here would be in the upper 80K, 80 to 90K, 88 to 90K area. If it was to test the bottom, will it? I don't know. I don't know. But I can tell you this. What I can tell you is there still is no distribution volume. Look at this over here, last cycle, right in here. There's nothing even close. Nothing in the ballpark, nowhere even near close to two things, FOMO or distribution. It's just not there. It's just not there. I do not believe Bitcoin is done. Bitcoin is not done. Now, altcoins, again, let's start with, and it's what kills me on Twitter. It's why I post it all the time. Others.d. Others.d. Guys, this is starting to look more and more bullish as this develops. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see what that looks like from cycle to cycle. We don't just have one cycle here. We have two. We have the 2016s, the 2020s. This is all what you would call alt season right here. This is what you would call alt season. Here we are right now. We still don't even have a chotch or a trend reversal because this is a low, but this is a lower low. So we are still in our bottom formation. I want to zoom in on that a little bit. The reason why you can label this as altcoin season is because this removes the top 10 crypto. So this removes Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the next 8 altcoins, which would be like Sol, XRP, the big wigs. You pull them out because 99% of altcoins are this chart. And you can see it's still forming its bottom. That being said, this is starting to look bullish. We are going to retest this very soon. The next time we break the chotch is probably the one that holds as support. So we're looking for, we've already got multiple taps here, guys. Here's a tap here. Here's a tap here. We're looking for tap number 3, but eventually this is probably going to break and then hold up as support instead of resistance. Right now it's resistance before you get a trend. Before we get, and that is where I will accept people on Twitter saying alt season, altcoin season. It's why I don't worry about, in the last 3 to 5 days with Ethereum hitting resistance. Ethereum has the crown, is wearing the crown. It's no longer Bitcoin's crown. That means the market is being moved and dominated by who? Ethereum. Most of the money coming into the market is going more into Ethereum than is Bitcoin, than the altcoins. More is going to Ethereum because Ethereum has full dominance. Now that is going to transition. It has every time. It's why, yes, are there massive fundamental differences in this cycle? Yes, 100%, absolutely. But price action wise and money flow wise for this bull market, everything is flowing the way it's supposed to, in the order that it's supposed to. It's just people just aren't patient. They just aren't patient. That's all it is. Like, it drives me nuts to read salty, but most of it's out of ignorance, I'll admit. So it's not like I can't be that angry. But when I'm posting these videos and I'm showing it to you, I'm literally showing you the data. That's why I always say, data over emotion. We keep a level head. We never panic because we're watching data, and we're not just pulling strands out of the air or smoke out of the air and saying, well, maybe. We're literally looking at every macro chart in existence, and they all support each other. So relax, enjoy. And right now, Ethereum's killing it. But you do want the slow grind. I'm telling you, you want the slow grind. Why? I keep saying this, but it's like it's falling on deaf ears. The higher your altcoins can go on a slow grind, the higher they're going to go when the rate of speed picks up, when FOMO hits. That is what you want. We want to inch our way up right now as high as we possibly can, slowly, with good price action. Because once FOMO hits and we start going vertical, it's probably time that we're close to the end, or we need to start taking profits. And we're not there. We're not even remotely there. So relax, enjoy the ride, and until next time, baby, here comes the boom.